So the $1,000,000 question today, being the middle of March, is the cold weather almost done? Not sure, but I tell you what, we're getting some pretty significant cabin fever. So we're gonna get out the Farmall Cub, take it for a little drive, warm it up, get ready for spring. Stay with me, guys. Now this has been a fantastic little tractor since we bought it, and I would love to use it all year round, but there's a couple things I have to get going on it for next year. I'm looking at the tire, and specifically, turn around this way. Yep, we need chains. Of course, with the R1s, this style probably wouldn't work. Now, if you get them where this frequent, you'd have a couple that go over, and I still might do that because that diamond shaped stuff nowadays for the 8.3 by 24, the Farmall's, the Cubs tire, they're looking at $1,000 on multiple sites. Can't find it locally, so then you're stuck kind of ordering it. Have been watching on Craigslist and eBay and what else? Facebook Marketplace. Nope, can't find anything, and I think part of it's our area. A lot of people like to still work on these old tractors, and tell you what, it's hard to find. Oh, she's stiff. It's cold, and this is the cold storage side of the garage. Let's see how she fires up here. I'm gonna hop up on the tractor and see what she does. Probably give her just a little bit more throttle. There we go. She's cold. Should have known better. There we go. Because this side of the garage is the cold storage, and we're running about 15 degrees. Let her warm up for a little bit, then we'll take her out. Now we want to get out the trailer out of the snowbank here, because tomorrow it's our hope that we can get out and shoot a little bit. Everything's so frozen in. I don't know if we'll get to do that or not. There we go. So we'll just check the oil. We had it running for a bit, had it off for about a good 5-10 minutes here, so should be at least moderately accurate to see what we got. So far she's looking okay. What I had noticed again on the other side of the tractor, noticed a little bit of coolant, and I don't know the mechanical history of it. Yeah, the oil looks good. It's a tiny bit over full, so there would be full hot, and it's right up to there. So, but it's clean, as we would expect. Probably have about 2 hours of runtime maximum since the last oil change. But what we noticed, I'll bring the camera around the other side and you can see what I'm looking at here. So now I'm glad to see that the oil is clean, but I've got kind of a bright flashlight. It might distort the picture here. So I noticed a tiny bit right here, just a tiny bit of coolant, and of course it goes along this gasket. It'll kind of settle in there as it runs down. Just a tiny bit, almost oil in there too, but I'm not seeing much of a hint of the head gasket or whatever else leaking on the outside. I don't see any coolant in the oil. I don't see any extra unexpected amounts of, we'll call it steam. So I think we're going to watch it for a little bit. Some of these, again, old tractors will leak. I'm not expecting perfection, but we'll make sure the important things stay functioning as they're supposed to. Otherwise we'll do what we got to do to get it back and running right. Alright, everything's back on tight. Neutral, on. Well, now that we're letting her sit, we're gonna put a fresh diaper, I call it my tractor diaper, underneath. We're gonna watch to see what drips out of it. Now I know that the gearing, I'm gonna call it the gearbox, that does leak a little bit. That's not new. Since we changed the oil, it looks like that's sealed and seated really well. So there's always been a little bit of a drip here and there from oil seeping out in different areas. I did have one drop after letting it sit for about 10 minutes. But my biggest concern is to make sure that we don't have coolant issues. So I'm not seeing anything real obvious on the head gasket. And I had a flashlight in there. I know it's a little bit dark on the video, but I'm not seeing anything real obvious about that, even though it doesn't look terribly hard to replace, which may end up coming down to it. So a little bit of oil here, and I know that some just a little bit down there. So coolant, that just kind of threw me for a loop today because I haven't seen any of that before. But I believe that the oil looks good. She wasn't steaming anything unexpected. Yeah, the oil is okay. It's still hot, but looks clean, as it should. So, and I had checked, it's hot now, so I'm not going to take off the radiator cap, but I had checked coolant levels there, looked fine. So I guess we'll continue to watch it. And hopefully we don't have to do a rebuild, because we got a lot of projects we want to do for this, and I'd like to not do that part of it first. Well, she's still windy out, still cold, so I think we're gonna park it for the afternoon, let the tractor sit over its clean diaper, and see what happens to leak out, and then we'll dig into it a little bit further. Stay warm, guys. Spring's almost here.